Every woman deserves a fair and level playing field. And that means men shouldn't be taking away a women's championship or entering into women's locker rooms and restrooms. On February 5th, President Trump took an important step in fulfilling that promise to America's women and girls. He signed an executive order entitled Keeping Men Out of Women's Sports that declares it's the United States policy that from kindergarten all the way to college, men do not belong in women's sports or in women's private spaces. It puts schools and colleges on notice that if they don't follow this policy, they're subject to investigation or even loss of their funding if they have policies that undermine fairness or privacy for women and girls. It also calls upon national and international sporting bodies like the International Olympic Committee or the NCAA to adopt policies that ensure that women are guaranteed a fair and level playing field at the highest levels of athletic performance in our nation. Notably, the executive order cites 2 Alliance Defending Freedom cases to support its policy. These are cases that we filed in Kansas and Tennessee challenging the Biden administration's unlawful Title IX guidance that was at the root of undermining these opportunities for young women and taking away their privacy in these spaces. That's because Alliance Defending Freedom has been at the forefront of this battle for over 10 years. In 2014, we sent letters to school districts across the country, helping them craft policies to protect fairness in sports and privacy for young women. We worked with lawmakers across the country to pass Save Women's Sports laws so that young women in those states never have to worry about losing a spot on a team to a man. And we filed cutting-edge lawsuits, like our one in Connecticut, on behalf of young women like Chelsea Mitchell and Selena Soule, challenging a policy that was allowing 2 men to decimate women's track and field throughout Connecticut and New England. So while President Trump's executive order is a huge step, we know there's more work to be done. We want Congress to pass legislation reaffirming that Title IX protects fairness in sports and keeps men out of women's spaces. We want to see the Supreme Court weigh in on our cases in Idaho and West Virginia, upholding those laws protecting fairness in women's sports. And we ultimately want to see victory for Selena, for Chelsea, and for other young women that Alliance Defending Freedom is representing that have lost opportunities to male athletes. By doing so, we can truly ensure that every young woman in America has that promise of a fair and level playing field.